Well, good morning. This is James Hecker, mortgage advisor, NMLS number 214601. And today is Tuesday, January 17th. And a couple of things of significance there is, one of them is, it's the 30th anniversary of the Northridge earthquake, which was pretty devastating on the local economy and pretty interesting to experience firsthand. It was quite the shaker and rattler and roller. But yesterday the markets were closed, and because it was an observance of Martin Luther King's birthday, and which was the 15th on Sunday. And Martin Luther King, what an amazing man, in fact. You know, as time goes on, more and more people appreciate who he was and what he did, and I hope they do appreciate it. He was a man that was filled with courage, filled with faith, and determined to make a difference in the lives of many, and put himself on the line. And he knew he was doing that. You know, one of his last, if not his last, public appearance, you know, he had said, I don't know if I'm going to get there with you. You know, he knew that there were threats on his life, and he continued to preach love and acceptance and fairness and justice, and just a man of unimaginable courage, in my opinion. And today, oh my gosh, just very quotable. I mean, if you look back at the things that he had to say, they make great memes. I've put several on Facebook. You know, one of them, the kind of thing that he said was that darkness cannot drive out darkness, only light can. And hatred or hate cannot drive out hate, only love can. And, you know, and I'm paraphrasing, you know, forgive me if I don't get it 100% correct, but, you know, one of the things he said was, I'll stick with love. And I forget the rest of the quote right now, but, you know, just those kinds of things that he said embodied his faith and his love for his fellow human beings, and his desire to improve the lives of so many and do it in such a way that it didn't involve violence. And, you know, he had plenty of reasons to go there, to be bitter, to be angry, to be violent, like you know, some of the others during that time did. There was plenty of reason for that, and yet he stuck with love. He adhered to his faith. So I just admire him a great deal. So on this first market day back, after the long weekend, honoring his birthday, which in April, as a matter of fact, will be 55 years since he was assassinated. What's going on? Well, last week, the recap and the forecast is what I'm here for, mortgage rate recap and forecast. Last week, rates got better. In fact, the best they'd been in the last 4 months. And the dichotomy of that, you know, the puzzling thing is that the Feds have stated that they will continue to raise the discount rate. They're going to continue to raise rates. But the market has already built some of that in and took other factors into consideration in the economy, and, you know, decided that mortgage bonds, you know, we could see a lowering of mortgage bonds, more buyers of mortgage bonds for long-term investment, and that made the prices better, you know, for mortgage interest rates. So that's great, and that trend appears to be going to continue. So I believe we're going to be somewhat stable in this range in rates. There'll be volatility, you know, throughout the day-to-day or week-to-week, but in general, I think that we're off of the peak, the high of interest rates that we saw. We're still quite a bit higher than we were at the beginning of this year, and I don't think we're going to see those rates again. And but the market is returning to normal. Before the Feds started buying bonds to help the failing economy after the economic meltdown in 2008, rates were in the high sixes, mortgage rates were. And so, today they're better than that. And they're, at basically historic norm levels. And we're starting to see less properties again on the market, which continues to keep housing prices somewhat stable. There are some decreases in housing prices, especially those that sit on the market a little bit longer. But there are many houses that go on the market now that are still getting multiple offers and over their asking price. So it's a weird market we're in. There's some adjustment to be had, but there's an opportunity for buyers. If you qualify and you've stepped back to wait and see what the market does, it's likely that this time next year we'll see housing prices that are higher than what they are now, and possibly even sooner. I think that trend is going to continue. That you're going to be stable to rising, it looks like, overall. So that's kind of the forecast of what we can expect. Rates continue to be in this range, maybe a little bit lower, with some daily or weekly volatility up and down, as well as housing prices continuing to increase due to lack of supply. And so give your realtor a call and get back in, see what it looks like for you. Give me a call, see what you'll be able to qualify for with these interest rates, and let me help you prepare. If you're not ready today, you may need to do some work to get there. More than happy to help you with that. So by all means, I look forward to hearing from you and anyone that you care about. Have an absolutely wonderful week. Thank you so much for listening.